Alright, what is up guys? Welcome to this new video. In this video, I'll be going over the new patch notes of the 1st of October 2025. And honestly, there's some interesting stuff. We have the Clan War rework, we have some new weapon additions, and there's also a new open world event that can reward you with a new crate with some cool hideout decoration and other stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so the patch note starts off with a little description as it usually does. Autumn reveals what was hidden, the leaves are falling, and with them the last illusions of security. The frozen figures could come to life at any moment. Silence and calm became deceptive. Shadows in the darkness prepare cruel games for anyone who remains alone. Your home is no longer your castle. There's no place that will be safe. The hunt has begun. The only question is who will be the prey. So, new season updates. Psyfield hides many secrets. Where did it come from? How does it work? And why does it drive crazy? Witnesses say that careless stalkers, whether due to the lack of experience or inattention, return changed after entering the Psy. But now something else has appeared, something sinister. Stalkers whisper at the bar and around the dancing embers of the bonfire. Don't stand in the Psy emission longer than usual. If you get more than 3,000, you'll die. First, a strange message will arrive, then paranoia, panic, and you will disappear without a trace. The voices in your head say, look around, pay attention to the little things, search for what's hidden in the darkness, and you will find it. Discover more details in-game. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess we'll have to try out getting 3,000 Psy or something like that, and see if we can find anything cool with that. Then side quests. Life goes on as usual in the north. The new side quests for Frontier and Mercenaries will tell you about the difficult situations faced by two factions that are so different yet so similar in some ways. Household quarrels, unexpected returns, and simply stories about people outside of the walls of their bases. Covenant and Rise will also receive side quests in the near future. After all, science does not stand still, and peace in suffering still needs to be brought. So, this is the event I was talking about, start of the Mushroom Harvest event. Special mushrooms have begun to appear in northern locations, which can be collected and delivered to a safe zone. Upon entering the safe zone, collected mushrooms are automatically converted into the currency of the episode. Various items can be purchased with the currency earned in the episode, items like anomalous serum, spare parts, and the new Nightmare Collection case. Mysterious items for the hideout drop from this Nightmare Collection case. As you can see, we have some of the scary stuff dropping, so I think that's fun. It's nothing major to decorate your hideout with, but it's still fun nonetheless, like, you know, the creepy doll and whatnot, and the things for on the wall. It's cool, you know, it's cool. That's all that matters, I guess, in a way. At least we get more hideout stuff. I would like to see some more like actual decoration, like furniture and stuff, but I guess that will be coming at some point. So the event features a number of mushrooms, and they will increase their appearance at night, so there will be more mushrooms spawning during the night. And the event will be available until the end of the current season. The first season pack has also been dropped, and it features this funky charm, 40 mysterious loot crates, which are the season crates, and 50 season levels. Then Subdivision battles. So this is the whole rework we were talking about, off-season and raiding season. The off-season is played outside the active raiding season, during which Subdivision's ratings do not change in tournaments, rewards are set at a fixed level, and the matchmaking is still random. It is necessary to allow players in Subdivisions to take a break from intense battles, proceed with roster changes, and accumulate more resources for a new raiding season. The raiding season will provide skill-based matchmaking in tournaments mode. Based on Subdivision's rating, rewards in the brackets are set according to the rank of the bracket's strongest subdivision, with both rating gain and loss enabled. Participants will be awarded rewards at the end of the season based on their rating and participation. Off-season will be active from October 1st to October 8th. In the meantime, developers will be fixing all the Subdivision battle issues that have suddenly appeared. The rating season will be active from October 8th to November 2nd, so 4 weeks in total. Expo will be monitoring participants' feedback, and based on the roster's fatigue and potential economic strain on subdivisions, will adjust their approach to running future seasons. So, you know, do give them feedback and do signal things in a constructive way that aren't working, as it sounds like they're willing to listen. Then ranks and ratings. In total, there are 6 subdivision ranks. The S rank, which is the best 4 subdivisions starting from 2000 rating points. The A rank, which is all the other subdivisions above 2000 rating points. The B rank, which are subdivisions with 1,750 to 1,999 rating points. The C rank with subdivisions that are between 1,500 and 1,749 rating points. The D rank, that is subdivisions with ratings between 1,250 and 1,499. And the E rank for subdivisions with rating points between 0 to 1,249. During an active season, each subdivision will be set at 1,000 rating points, equal to rank E, upon participating in tournaments. During the rating season, the subdivision will either gain or lose rating points while participating in tournament stages. Ranks determine the reward level in tournament bracket stages during the rating season, as well as the final reward received at the end of the season. The rank system and the selection of the top 4 are based on the overall standings of all subdivisions. The top divisions are no more separated to each faction. So at the beginning of the rating season, subdivision ratings will be set at the start of the rating season, and ratings are reset using the following rules. All S and A rank subdivisions are reset to 2,000 rating points. Lower rank subdivisions are reset to lower threshold of their current rank only if not participated in the 3 games during the season. If the subdivision is at the endpoint of their threshold and hasn't played 3 game days, it will be moved down to the minimum limit of the preceding rank, and D ranks are reset to a rating of 1,000. Rank E subdivisions are not applied to any rating changes throughout the seasons, so there is rank decay, which I do think is a good thing. Then, conditions for receiving season rewards and counting the game participation days. The conditions for subdivisions is that 6 rating days in the season must be counted as game days, and the condition for subdivision members is that subdivisions must fulfill the conditions for receiving the season reward and attend 35% of all battle stages. Game day is counted as valid for the subdivision when at least one battle on the day was not counted as a desertion. A battle is counted as desertion for the subdivision if one of the following conditions was met. Total kill count was below 30 players, and in this case the desertion is assigned to the subdivision with the lower number of points counted below. The subdivision scored less than 10% of the total capture points will also be a reason for desertion. No mobile camps were placed. The mobile camp was bought and not deployed or destroyed by an enemy player, and not enough players joined a subdivision battle than the minimum thresholds required for it to be registered. Those are all rules for it being marked as desertion. Then rating season rewards. The rewards are split in 3 types. Subdivision reward, which is bonuses which will be active for 30 days upon receiving them. Bonuses are affected at every subdivision member. Then personal rewards, a mail sent to the in-game courier, and leader reward. Also a mail sent to the in-game courier, and this leader also receives a personal reward as the rest of the subdivision members. Rewards are issued when the subdivision or its members meets the receiving conditions. Rewards depend on the subdivision's rank at the end of the season, for ranks A to E or its numerical position, so top 1 to 4 for rank S. Here you can see some of the rewards. I mean, if you want to go through them one by one, you can find the link in the description to view the full patch notes. But yeah, essentially the higher the rank, the better the rewards, which, makes sense. So also, these treasury cashbacks, resource extraction, discount on consumables, and fence price increases are pretty interesting. And yeah, obviously the crimson cases and crimson tokens, which we'll get into shortly. And also, like a cup you can place. So yeah, crimson tokens. Crimson tokens are used for exchanging weapons and attachments from crimson cases for alternative offers. Purchasing status cosmetics, currently this is a skin for the Albatross Heavy Assault and the Gauss Rifle, or crafting a crimson token charm that lights up when players are killed. Crimson tokens will only be awarded for progress in subdivision battle ranked seasons. The crimson case has this, honestly it looks really cool in my opinion, like genuinely I do really like just how this case visually looks. Factional crates have been removed from sale for casings. They were replaced by a common crimson case which contains new weapons as well, as you can see it's right here. And you can also exchange this crimson case for a placeable one for your hideout at the dealer, which is pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, let's get into the new weapons, one of which is this KS-23 shotgun. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it goes, because there's, for example, a page on Stalcraft DB where you can see that it does 600 damage in one shot, which is just broken, honestly. Like the one tap shotgun, broken. So we'll see how that actually works out in practice, if it's gonna be very annoying to especially session battles and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, it is locked behind a pretty intense grind, but still. So yeah, they have removed all the faction knives, all the faction body skins, all faction charms and spare parts from those crimson cases, and added Heat of Battle charm, Teamwork charm, Watch Your Step charm, Demolition charm, Mobile Camp charm, Outpost charm, Barricade charm, parts of the new KS23 weapon, and the Breakfast of Champions is now tradable and can drop in different quantities up to 3. Then there's new exchange offers, so alternative offers for weapon and attachment exchange. As you can see, for example, there's kind of like a pity system in a way, I guess, for the new weapons and the weapon parts you could get from these crates. So for example, let's say you have the red, the pink, and the blue. You can use crimson tokens instead to kind of pay for that golden one, or you could just use crimson tokens all the way, but it's kind of expensive, so that's very interesting to see. And obviously you still need to use the crimson casings to, pay for the exchange as well. But it is important to notice that barter coupons can obviously not be applied to these offers. Then the Barter Merchants Accessories category now offers to exchange weapon parts from the Crimson Crate for gold painted miniature charms for these weapons. It's really expensive because you need to have all these parts, but you do get a golden miniature charm of that weapon, so it's just really a flex of your wealth. The Barter Merchants Cosmetic category now offers exchange of crimson tokens and shells for status skins as well. So you can get the Zifgas 3.0 Expanse for the Albatross Heavy Assault or the EMR 65 Spark for the Gauss Rifle. So that's cool that you can get skins as well. I guess that is an interesting and fun way to, use the tokens. Then changes to the casings shop. Changes to existing items. Overall, everything has become more expensive except for the changing serum. And then new items, you can buy the Breakfast of Champions, spare parts, Proto Artifact and SBP crates, but they do have weekly limits. Then Brawls, change in the mode time and registration rules. Registration end is from 1830 to 1930 region time, and capture starts from 19 to 20 region time. Minimum number of participants for registration has been lowered from 20 to 15, so I do think that is a good change. And then there is also a change in the mode's format. Up to 16 random participants are put into brawl brackets rather than 32 as before. In the first stage, random groups of 2 to 4 participants are formed depending on how many participants there are in a particular bracket. And during the stage, the participants earn capture points for holding key points on the map. Based on the capture points they have earned, they will share the prize pool in percentage terms. After the previous stage, the groups of participants are reassembled based on their success in terms of the points they scored in the previous stage. That means those who do well in one round of Brawl will face each other in the next rounds. Thus, there will be 3 stages. Even if you don't take the first place in the group, you'll still play again. There is also some changes in the map pools. For maps for 4 subdivisions, the number of capture points earned for holding key points has been changed, as you can see below. Then rewards in Brawls. The prizes in the Brawl stages are fixed and do not depend on their rating or the number of participants in the bracket. At each stage in each group, prizes from the overall pool will be shared among all participants based on their contribution to the total points scored. The reward is given to the 30 best members of the subdivision who took part in the Brawl stage. If a subdivision has scored less than 5% of the total points, its contribution is considered to be 0. The basic cashback for the treasury in Brawls is 10% and does not depend on the position earned in the group. Then tournaments. They changed the mode time registration rules, so the registration end is same time as Brawl, 1830 to 1930 region time, and the capture start is from 19 to 20 region time. Some changes in the mode format. The mode brackets are still made up of 8 participants per bracket. During the off-season tournament, brackets are formed randomly from participants and do not depend on their ratings. Ratings do not change based on wins or losses during the event, and prizes are set at the same level. During the active rating season, tournaments brackets are formed based on the participants' ratings, which change depending on their wins or losses during the event. And the prizes in the brackets are awarded according to the rank of the strongest subdivision in the bracket. So stage 1, participants in the grid start in a 0-0 group. Pairs of participants are formed randomly and are not based on their ranking, and the winners of the 0-0 group move on to the 1-0 group, while the losers move on to the 0-1 group. Then in stage 2, pairs are randomly formed from participants in the 1-0 and 0-1 groups, and then the winners move on to the 2-0 or the 1-1 group. You know how it goes. It makes sense, right? They'll also be able to see, you know, these brackets in game, so it should be pretty clear, which I do. I love. I do think that's a good choice to show it like this properly with a decent UI. So then defining the stage map. Previously in tournaments, the map for matches was selected randomly from a pool of maps, and everyone could have different maps within a single stage. Now, one map is selected for all groups in this stage, and this map will not appear in the bracket again until the current map pool runs out. Then tournament rewards. Subdivisions will receive rewards for each stage completed, and rewards for each stage are the same. The reward for defeat appears. It is received if the losing subdivision has scored more than 20% of the total capture points. During the off-season, the prizes in all tournaments are the same and do not depend on the ranking of the participants. As you can see below, these are the prizes. Then during the rating season, the rewards in the brackets depend on the bracket rank, as said before, and the bracket rank is set according to the subdivision with the highest rank in that bracket. For example, there are B and A rank divisions in the bracket, and then A rank rewards will be set for the entire bracket. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, you can see some of the numbers for that down here. Then first place gets a 5% cashback, and the second place gets a 25% cashback in tournaments as well. Then base captures. Removing a rating from an event. Base captures are no longer an event where subdivision can gain or lose ratings. The 160 rating penalty for not attending the base capture on Sunday has been removed. Again, the mode time and registration rules have been changed. So these are 1 hour earlier than the other ones. So registration ends at 17:30 to 18:30 region time, and capture starts at 18 to 19 region time. Registration for the event opens on Sundays at 5 AM region time, and players with officer rank and above can set priorities for the bases they wish to register for. For this, the bases you are interested in are inserted into the registration slots. To register, you need to select at least one base in the first slot. It is not necessary to fill in all the slots, but you must fill them in one by one. This means that it's impossible to set a third priority base if the second priority has not been set. After registration is complete, the system will begin to distribute subdivisions among bases according to their rating and priority. That is, the subdivision with the highest rating among all subdivisions is guaranteed to participate in capturing the base that it has set as its first priority. Of all applicants, the top 16 divisions will be selected based on their ratings and distributed among the bases. Subdivisions that did not participate in the base captures will be refunded their registration fees. During the off-season, the ratings obtained in the previous season will remain valid, and registration for the mode will take place on this as a basis. Change in the mode's format. All 4 bases are played simultaneously in groups of 4 participants per base. The brackets were changed and a second chance bracket was introduced. After the first defeat in the upper bracket stage, the subdivisions will fall into the lower bracket, where it will be able to continue fighting for the base capture. If it loses there too, then it will leave the event. Then rewards in base captures. As in tournaments that there are rewards for victory and defeat in base captures, the defeat reward is awarded if the losing subdivision has scored more than 20% of the total capture point. So if you get below this, you don't even get any reward, you know. I think that's what this is trying to say. So as you can see, these are some of the rewards depending on the bracket you're in. And then also here you get the same cashback, 5% for first place and 25% for second place. No draws in matches. If the capture time has expired and the subdivisions have an equal score, the subdivision that holds more key points on the map is declared the winner. If it's impossible to determine the winner by points, the subdivision with the highest total score of all players in the subdivision wins. Cancelling registration for an event. It is now possible to cancel registration for an event if it was done by mistake. This is done in the same way as submitting a registration, by holding down the application button for a few seconds. After cancelling your registration, you can register for another event. The fee for cancelled registration will not be refunded. The list of subdivisions in PDA has been removed and it was replaced by a list of all leaders in the overall standings among all subdivisions. Here you can view information about all subdivisions in games, apply to join them, and view the history of past rating in seasons. In the mode brackets section, you can view all past tournaments brackets in brawls, tournaments, and base capture modes on specific days. Active mode brackets that have not yet been completed will also be displayed here in real time. Then in the match history section, you can view the history of games played by the subdivisions you currently belong to, as well as the history of matches in which you have participated. Then gabions, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce this, so I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Anyway, the Gabion is a new structure that has been added to the Subdivision battle shop, which costs 5,000 in the treasury, has 10,000 health and 80 bullet resistance, and you need to be Sergeant plus rank to purchase it. There's only 20 units for sale, 8 units can be delivered at once from the one subdivision. Then some other changes, the HG1 Rapture and Toadstool KG1 grenades have been removed from sale in the mobile camp, and they've introduced a limit on the simultaneous installation of 25 M18 claymores per unit. So you can only, put 25 of these per unit. Then another interesting one, changes to outposts. The eastern outpost at Mines has been completely rebuilt. I do really like the little icon there, so I'm a big fan of that, but it's gonna take some time getting used to. But I mean, it's fair that Outpost was a bit, rough. And this is actually huge, they have added an arch anomaly to the right of the reworked Outpost, which will be great for artifact hunting. Then they have also redesigned the central outpost at Inflow, and also added a new arch anomaly to the location, which again, that's pretty cool. Then other changes. Arson's Burrows for entering Arsenal Workshop from Stillwaters now only appear in the southern part of the location, so you can hunt more targeted and efficiently for them. Some visual changes like optimized weather palette, reduced screen shaking during eruption, fixed the absence of ejected cartridges from weapons, updated the model of the M84 flashbang grenade and its variations, updated the models of the Vendetta Precision VP09 Interceptor and the QD556 port adjustable muzzles. They've updated the textures of the Cocoon U container. Then for sounds, they've updated the ambience for the Temple, Swamp and Serpentine locations. They returned old sounds of falling, returned sounds of shots to the head. They've updated the weapon firing sights for the AA-12, the RPL-20, the Evan F2000, the SVD, the MG3, the Tavor X95 and the 6P62 Little Boy. Then some other changes, they have fixed death when switching between locations in case of encountering anomaly. They've added side rails to the AK-12 and the AK-308, and they corrected several minor localization bugs related to seasonal content in multiple languages. That is it for this update. It's honestly pretty big. I myself don't play a lot of Subdivision battles, so this is not as applicable to me, but it seems to be pretty huge. I am a bit worried about that new shotgun, but we'll see how that works out in practice. But I do think overall they're moving towards a better and streamlined version of these tournaments and Subdivision battles, so that is good. If this video was helpful, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know what you think of all these changes. What do you think of the new crates, the new event, and the new outpost? What do you think of the new Subdivision changes if you are, affected by these? If you want to watch some more Stalcraft content, you can click here on the left for some gameplay content, or you can click here on the right for a video that YouTube thinks you will like. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the zone, stalkers.